Today we're going to be talking about two pieces of gear that were absolutely vital on my most recent trip through Pennsylvania Wild's BDRX. Stick around. Hey, this is Chad with BeGoneForGood. We do videos all about adventure motorcycling, from the bikes that we ride, the trips that we take, tips, tricks, tutorials, and even reviews. Anything under the sun when it comes to adventure motorcycling, you're gonna find it on this channel. If you like that sort of thing, hit subscribe, hit that bell so you get notifications every time we upload a new video, and hit that thumbs up if you like this specific video. Really helps out the channel. Any comments, questions, feel free to put them below. Now, because we recently passed through the 10,000 subscriber mark, people have been getting in touch with me wanting to have me look at certain items that could or could not be useful for the adventure motorcycling market. One of the first ones I came across that I think is genuinely a great opportunity for us as adventure motorcyclists, especially if you're camping in cold, is Outdoor Vitals. Now, Outdoor Vitals sent me out two different items here. I will be completely honest, I did not pay for either one of these, though I came really, really close had they not offered to just send it out to me, of just buying this stuff outright. So everything, full disclosure, given out free, probably would have paid for them if they hadn't. But the two items that I got were the balaclava, which is a big hood that comes over top, and then the booties that are on here. Now they use a kind of a hybrid of down and synthetic insulation called Loft Tech. I have a couple ideas of why that might be. I'm not entirely sure what their reasoning was, but one of the reasons is it kind of provides you the best of both worlds, right? You have the packability of down in here because these are super, super small, tiny little thing. And you also have the warmth of down, but you also have the water resistant nature of synthetic, that it'll still provide you some sort of insulation, even if it gets a little bit wet or is not exactly, completely dry. I think that's why they did it, but who knows? Whatever the reason, the stuff works, and it works really well. I knew that I was going to be dealing with cold on this trip because I was not going to be bringing a sleeping bag. There'll be another video about that later. And we were going to be camping at colder temperatures than I'm used to, as this trip was taking place in early October as opposed to somewhere in the middle of summer when I typically am traveling. So I reached out to Outdoor Vitals and said, hey, can you send me the booties? Can we get these booties initially? And I'll show you what they look like. Come out of this little tiny carry case. I don't take the carry case with me on the trip just because it's a lot easier to pack these things around anything else that I want than to actually put them in the carry case. This is what the down booty looks like. It's got a little bit of elastic up here at the top side to kind of hold around your ankle. More than big enough for my foot. I wear a size 13. I don't know if they have different sizes on these, but I'm guessing it's kind of a one size fits all. Worst case scenario, you jam an extra sock on or something under there. It should be more than enough. But these are incredibly good at keeping your feet warm while you're inside a tent. I got all the way down to about 34 degrees, maybe dipped into the 32, which is zero for all you international folks. But these did a really, really good job of keeping my feet warm also. If you wear a pair of socks with this as well, the only thing that I would suggest is wearing the socks, because this material is not too dissimilar from a lot of sleeping bags, but the inside of my sleeping bag is typically like a felt, velvety type of thing. So I like the softness of a sock going in here also. Plus, if you sweat into the sock as opposed to this, you don't have to worry about necessarily washing it as much. Whatever, that's sort of all inside baseball. That's a personal preference, but these are really, really good at keeping your feet warm. My thought was that if my feet are warm, I've got a bunch of stuff for my top side. Like I had a sweatshirt with me, I had puffies with me, I had pants, I had a beanie that I could wear if my head was cold. Suggestion was made to me by Outdoor Vitals to perhaps pick up the balaclava as well. And I'll tell you that on this trip, this ended up being a lifesaver because I forgot my beanie and instead wore this every night when we were out in the cold. So this that's inside out. This just goes over your head, just like this. Has the same sort of like closure area here. You've got a little drawstring if you want to make it smaller or bigger, kind of open it up. You can take it down off your head when you're not using it, just use it as kind of a neck warmer. But while I was sleeping, this was routinely up and over my head. and was phenomenal at keeping you warm. I'm actually getting a little warm in it right now. So these two items were absolutely just germane to keeping me warm when we got down to those 34s. I was a little bit worried. This is the first time I had never used it other than this trip, and I was a little bit worried about getting cold in the tent. Again, I wasn't bringing a sleeping bag. I brought 2 blankets instead, 2 down blankets. Be another video about that. But my worry was that if this stuff didn't work, I didn't really have another option. The great news is I banked on Outdoor Vitals. I banked on what I felt and what I saw when I was pulling it out of the packaging, and it worked out. It worked out beautifully. I probably could go significantly lower temperatures, significantly. Let's talk maybe like 10 degrees lower, and still be very confident in this gear. Now, beyond that, I don't know, you probably have to make a couple different adjustments, but I'm not gonna be camping in anything worse than that. We got down to 22 one time at the Overland Expo in 2019. I don't ever wanna do that again. I will find a hotel, I will ride all the way home. I'm not gonna be a party of freezing cold camping. But if you wanna keep something in your bag that allows you the capability, if you're expecting, 50s and 40s and it dips down into your 38s, and you want to have a little extra something in there to keep you warm, even campside, if you want something to keep you warm, this stuff is phenomenal. Again, it packs up so small that it's almost a non-issue if you bring it and don't use it. If you don't use it for that, I'll tell you, this is soft enough to make a really nice pillow. This might be a little soft for some, or a little small for some, but this would work out really well in that capacity also. Ultimately, I'll tell you, for the price that this is charged, which you can find a link down below, these are great options. Again, I was gonna buy it myself had they not sent it out to me, but I am so thankful that it came along with me on this trip. It got colder than I expected, and without this stuff, I think I would have had a really, really miserable night. Honestly, with all of this stuff on, I was probably too warm on some of the nights. I ended up taking the booties off middle of the night because I did not need so much coverage, which is funny because this is what I thought I needed. The booties, I would probably leave as a secondary unless I was really planning on getting cold. The balaclava will be coming with me anytime I'm planning on anything below probably 40 degrees. This will be coming, or anywhere in the 40s, this will be coming with me. Booties I'll save for much colder times and probably bombing around the house during the winter. So that's my review of the Outdoor Vitals stuff. Again, you can see the links down below. Great company, super awesome customer service. I really, really thank Outdoor Vitals for sending that stuff out because you made my trip possible while I continued to camp. But it was fantastic stuff. Hopefully, anybody who has used this or anything like this, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you have any sort of options that run into the same vein, I would love to hear from you. We can kind of share some ideas about ways to pack this, ways to use this, stuff like that. But that is my thank you to Outdoor Vitals. I appreciate you sending this stuff out to you. I appreciate you making stuff like this. They are sized. I see the large label on this one right now, so you can get smaller booties if you need them. But that's everything I've got. Thank you very much for watching. This is Chad with BeGoneForGood. We do videos all about adventure motorcycling. This was one of the pieces of gear that made my trip possible. Wanted to get a word out to you guys so you could see if it's something that works for you as well. Remember, the adventure starts with you, up here and in here. I'll see you in the next one.